Here we are. We're live. We're live, and I suspect that I'm live on a brand new chat. Uh, and let's see. Just started a new live chat. Just started a new live chat, and we'll see if they find me. They usually do. You never know. It's unbelievable. Anyway, I'm just having such a tough time with the logistics. It's really frustrating. There's just no end to it. Lately, it's just been one problemo after another kind of a problemo. Yeah, I do not know what to make of it. I'm going to shut off of that. I'm going to go on to here, and we'll see if anyone joins me live on my channel. Going over here, and let's see here. There it is. I'm back. There I am, and here I am on my own channel. I'm on my own, talking to myself. Peter Yoakum just found me. Hey, Peter, you found me. How you doing there, pal? I'm just trying to figure out what the issue is with my channel. And like I said, I just reloaded a new chat. Debbie Manuel found me. Megan found me. Kelly found me. Glenn found me. They're all finding me. They're all kicking in here. Hi, you guys. 25, you're already back. You're used to this, aren't you? This happens to my channel from time to time. What can I say? It'll just go off, and there's nothing I can do about it. I do not know how to overcome it by other than waiting. If it doesn't fix, then I basically relaunch. And what can I say? I've got, in effect, 2 live telecasts here at 5 in Eastern time in a row. There I go. I'm live on my computer, and it's a real lousy picture, but on my iPad, it's beautiful, crystal clear. Really weird. Don't know what to tell you there. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. And there are 28 of you watching now, according to my computer, and I couldn't be more grateful that you tolerate this. It's really frustrating. Of course, this gives you an opportunity to give me more thumbs up. I believe we've got 13 more. This is fantastic. 33 of you are here. Welcome, 33 of you. 15 thumbs ups already. What can I say? It is just so frustrating, this whole live thing lately. I don't know what it is. I really don't know if it's my equipment. I really don't know if it's my computers or my software. I have a feeling that YouTube is having connection problems, but who can I call? Nobody. Nobody. So I'm on my own. I have to do this all by myself. Anyway, everyone is here. Welcome to Parker Yoakum, Linda Lou, Glenn Edinburgh, Paul Wilgus, Megan, Debbie Manuel, Kelly Haston, Kat Rose, Sherry Awesome, Carla Miller's here. Kirk Brunson, you're back. I'm back. Paul Wilson, Roger Leonard, Paul Wilgus, Sheila Martin is here. Tom Henry, Glenn Edinburgh, Sherry Awesome. Who else? I might be repeating myself here. Linda Lou, Sheila, Tom Henry, Lee Hawkins is here. Sheila, Roger Leonard, Marfair, Debbie Manuel, of course. I see Glenn again. Sheila, Roger, and Carla G. Marfair. Hi, you guys. Appreciate you coming back on. 37 in the house now. 21 thumbs up. So I'm on tonight at 8 o'clock for trivia. The trick of it, though, is I need my big-ass iPad for my trivia questions. So I will be actually filming myself on my iPhone at 8 o'clock tonight. So that's going to be another little adventure, although it's the same setup as the iPad, generally speaking, and I've done it before. So I'll be filming on my iPad, on my iPhone, using my iPad to handle the trivia questions, and the computer will be here for decoration because I don't know what it's good for. Anyway, we'll see how this works out. Rita Lockett is here from Nashville. Hi, Rita. Welcome to my channel and show. Sorry for the disjointed nature of this telecast. We're having technical issues here, but I'm glad you're here. Lord, it's like hide and seek, says Vivian. Vivian, we just can't escape you, can we? We try to get away from you, and you track us back down. You're wonderful. Oh, iPhone filming, says Glenn. Who else? Tom Henry, I knew you would get the joke, Paul. Let's see. Glenn, I have to see this. John Person, I want to unsubscribe. How do I do that? You want to unsubscribe? I have no idea how to do it. I'm sorry, I can't help you. I don't know anything about how unsubscribing from a channel. Once you subscribe, you're probably in for life, John. Sorry. Sela, hi. My name is not Sela. Oh, okay. Hello, Miss Martin. How are you today? I'm having trouble. DNG, hello, traveling with Bruce and TWB family. Sounds like the internet grandmas have been busy. Oh, DNG, we're just it's just crazy today. Thanks for joining me. This is my second go around on this show. I got the first one going, got up to about 90 odd viewers, and it hung around for until we were on 60, 70. Then it just shut down, and now I've kind of relaunched a new chat just to say hi again, and we're back to 45 people. So it's unbelievable doing what I can. Glenn, 176 days until my next cruise. Come on now. You guys had a great show last night, by the way. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed watching you guys, and I appreciate the shout out. And a lot of my peeps were there with you guys. So you guys are over 1,200 subscribers. Way to go! Job well done, you guys. You guys are growing. It is fantastic. Tom Henry calling Robert Brandt. Bruce needs a new laptop or a desktop with a 40-inch display. Brittany, Bruce, if I was there, I would gladly type up your questions and answers on your laptop for the trivia show. Roger Leonard, laughing at Live with Vivian. Hi, and I feel a bye coming, says Mara Fair. You take care, Mar. Trish Simmons, hey Bruce, 90 here in North Carolina. Welcome, Trish, to the show. To Traveling with Bruce. I'm glad you made it from North Carolina to see us. Sherry, how do you pronounce your name at Celia Martin? Or Celia, or Celia. D&G, it's Derek. Hi, all in car, so can't say hi individually. Right on, D&G. Debbie, love that. Viv, Paul Blugas laughing my, you know what, off. To Brittany, I would not charge a dime for it. Thank you, Brittany. Tom, we need to send Bruce's Speedos to you, Derek. Need some color. Sheila says, Celia Martin, it is like Celia. Celia. Is it Celia or Celia? D&G, thanks, Bruce. It was fun. Yes, thank you all for joining. Brittany, Bruce, do you have a wireless printer? Nope, I don't. Sheila, hi, D&G Explorers from Sheila. Sherry, yes, great show last night, D&G Explorers. That was a lot of fun. No, I don't have a wireless printer. Don't have any printer at all. I'm lacking a lot of things. Let's see. D&G, hi all. Sheila or Celia. Oh, okay, S-C-A-L. Yeah, that's another way to pronounce it. Celia. Yeah, well, you guys know me with names. I'm terrible with names, and I have a wonderful memory, but it's really short, and then it just fades away. Sherry, awesome Sons of Travel. He got it right the second time. Celia, did I say that the second time? Celia? Oh, but I don't know. Alan Carter, good D&G. I'm doing the best I can, but I've got very little to work with, obviously. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate it. D&G, if only if it's Bruce's face on those Speedos. Otherwise, I'm not wearing them. If Bruce puts his face on there, I'll wear them. Otherwise, no go. That is fantastic. Hilarious. Oh, my goodness. Brittany, Bruce, you need to invest in a printer in case of stuff like this happens again. Yes, Brittany, I need to invest in a new computer, a new camera, new printer, and cruises. I need to invest in cruises big time. I need a cruise bad. Focus on cruise info. Donald says, just focus on cruise info. Sheila, DOJ, I want to see that. Sherry, beautiful name. Celia, audio just went out. Screen frozen. Back now. Okay, Jim on the water. Agree with you. Bruce should never say anything bad about one of my ships of cruises. Okay. Jim Evans, hi everybody from Waterville, Ohio. 32 days till Mariner of the Seas. Linda Lou, how would a printer help? Yeah, I don't quite know either. Celia, thanks, Sherry. All right. Like I said earlier today, as far as cruise news goes, not a ton going on. As I said earlier, we've been following the stories on the internet. Anything going on? There's just not a lot really happening. It's a quiet day out there, but when you go live every day, you go live every day. What was I doing? Yeah, I did a video this morning, though, in case you may have noticed, may not have noticed. I did a video talking about the Empress of the Seas compared to the Symphony of the Seas. So the smallest ship that Royal Caribbean has with the largest ship that Royal Caribbean has. And what I found interesting about it was that the smallest ship has 2,020 passengers capacity to handle, and yet the Symphony Seas has 2,400 crew. More crew members are on the Symphony of the Seas than all the passengers that the Empress of the Seas can handle. It's quite a difference, and it is quite a stunning. It's quite a stunning ship. But the two ships are very popular in their own way. The Empress of the Seas is practically going at full capacity every trip, and you can get a balcony for between 60 and $100 a night. You can get, you can get an inside room for 60 to 100. You get a balcony for a little over 200 actually. A little more expensive to get a balcony on the Empress. Whereas on the Symphony of the Seas, you can get a balcony cabin for about inside cabin for 150, and a balcony for about 120 to 220, unless you want a family suite, and then you really pay dearly. So quite an interesting difference in pricing. Both are coming out of Miami for home porting, and they're both quite popular with their travelers. Sheila saying, traveling, no reporting any news on my ship or anywhere I'm going on anything to do with my cruise. You just want a nice, calm, easygoing cruise. You don't want me to talk about engine problems or anything? Okay, hopefully that won't happen. Debbie, liked your Symphony of the Seas video. Huge difference with those two ships when side by side. Sherry, to print out trivia questions, I think that's why. Sheila, that didn't quite come out right, but you know what I mean. I know what you're saying. Brittany, printers come in handy for all kinds of things. Backup copies of documents, have a wireless printer, get used quite a bit. Don't share with anybody. Anyway, yes, the video I did have a couple of pictures in there between the Empress of the Seas on one side of the pier, and on the other side, or dock, and the other side of the dock, an Oasis class ship. The difference is just unbelievable. One, it looks so tiny. The other one is just so massive. Cruise ships have come a long way in that time. But I was thinking about that, that the Empress of the Seas was built in 1990. And the Symphony of the Seas was built in 2018. That's 28 years difference. So if you went 28 years back in time from 1990, you're talking about, 1962. So at that time, one of the most modern ships out there was the cruise liner I was on in 1962, the Homerick from Homelines. The HMS Homerick ocean liner could not compare to the Empress of the Seas. The Empress of the Seas is so much more sophisticated than the Homerick ever was, the ship that I was on. But it's kind of interesting how in 28 years, what the difference is, and then you add another 28 years, now you've got the Symphony of the Seas. So now that begs the question, 28 years from now, what will cruise ships look like in 28 years from now, having seen the last 56 years of change and the last 28 years of change with the Empress? What will cruise ships be like then? It'll be something else. Now, I'm going to be, I'm 63 now. I'd be 91. Will I be around in my 91 to even recognize what a cruise ship is? I have no idea. I might be spoon-fed by an assistant and being wheeled around in a wheelchair if I'm mobile at all. I have no idea what I'm going to be like at 91, if I'm even alive. No idea. But we'll give it a shot. We'll see what we can. Maybe we'll do senior citizen with Bruce from the old folks home at age 91. And I'll do a live show once a month when they, inject me full of, pump me all up. I have no idea. I don't know, kids. I don't know. We shall see. Just taking a look at the internet here to see if there's any news announcements going on. Nothing happening on the cruise line business today. It seems to be all calm on the Western Front. So I say, if you have a chance, check out my video from today and let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. I hope you do. It's about 4 minutes long, and I enjoyed putting it together. It was a lot of fun, and it was kind of neat to work on all those photos and list the show. Let's see here. Other comments coming in. Let's see here. What's going on here? Brittany, wireless printer. Let's see. Linda Lou, I'll be gone in 28 years. There you go. Sheila, I'm keeping my life jacket on and sleeping in it. Sheila, taking a fire alarm. Lee Hawkins, pros and cons of Havana cabins on Carnival. Rooms are more expensive, but it is worth it for no one under 12 and only Havana guests using that area until 7 p.m. ? So pros and cons of Havana. Rooms are more expensive, but is it worth it? No one under 12 and only Havana guests use. Well, you see, Lee, that's a good question. I remember watching a video that Jim Zimmerlin did when he was on the Horizon. I believe it was Horizon he was on. And he had one of the Havana suites, and he liked it. He liked his suite. I think they had, in the balcony, they had a sort of a, what is that thing hanging down, like a hammock kind of hanging off in their balcony, which they appreciated, seemed to enjoy it. He liked the back end of the ship. He liked it because it was quiet. It was exclusive. It was really adult only. Had its own bar back there, had its own pool, had their own jacuzzis with the nice warm water, the bubbles. Liked all of that. In the evening, he really appreciated it as well. It was calm, quiet. His rooms, all the rooms in the Havana area, you open your doors, to the outside world, and you don't hear a bunch of people screaming or whatever. You just have the back of the ship, and you watch the wake, or you can hear the wake, obviously, in the evenings. During the day, like I say, it's much calmer, and he seemed to enjoy it. He still, of course, had the run of the entire ship, so he could go anywhere else on the ship he wanted to go during the daytime, but he seemed to enjoy it very much. So anyway, there's a couple of thoughts. I would recommend you check out Jim Zim's channel and look up the cruise video that he did probably about 6 months ago. You can search through his channels, his videos. You'll find it. You'll find the video he did on the Carnival Horizon, I believe, and he did a review on the cabana suite. He walks around, shows you everything inside the room. Worth a look. Definitely worth a look. Brittany, Bruce, you will live at least to be age 90. Well, thank you for that. Brittany, the 60s are the new 40s, so you're only 40 right now. Thank you, everybody. Hey, what's that? Let's see. Scared. You're asking the wrong guy for electronics questions. I can't help you there. You can talk about the stock market, Kelly Haston says. Well, I could certainly do that. Rocky Studios, hi, I subscribe. Hi, Rocky Studios, welcome. Vivian, I kept mine in Wheelie Walker, Sheila. D&G, in 28 years, my saying will be, wear Speedos like no one's watching. Let's see here. Who else is here? Tom Henry, Traveling with Bruce. Cruise Law News article of the day was NCL refuses refund to couple on that epic cruise with the San Juan crash. What did they get? Room and food. Else, what do you need? Yeah, Tom, that was, I did read that story about the couple. I guess they're suing Norwegian because the Epic had engine problems for that 1 week cruise, and the entire cruise was screwed up. But it was sort of like a slow motion train wreck, wasn't it? Because nobody knew how bad it was going to get. But I guess the Epic in the second day of her cruise ran into engine problems. Was supposed to go to Turks and Caicos, I think. It was supposed to go to St. Vincent, if I recall. Was supposed to go to one of the private islands. And anyway, ended up going instead. It went down to San Juan, Puerto Rico. It took like 2 days to get there. Then when it came into port, it was supposed to come into the dock, and it crashed into the dock at slow motion, and that caused a real kerfuffle. Scraped the side of the ship like crazy. Then they parked it, and then they were going to work on the engines to get the ship up to snuff. They did that for a day and a half or something like that. Then they left San Juan. They were supposed to stop at a Caribbean private island, and then they were supposed to go from there back to is it Port Canaveral, I believe. And it ended up that on the way to the private island in the Bahamas, they scrapped that altogether and decided to just go right back to Cape Canaveral. So the entire cruise, they only went to San Juan, Puerto Rico, and back. And the initial offer, I think, was a 50% credit for this cruise. And then what they ended up doing is they gave everybody a 100% credit for either this cruise or a future cruise. I think it was a future cruise. I think they gave everybody a future credit for 100%. What you paid, you would get that on a future cruise. And this couple was saying, we don't want to be on Norwegian anymore. We've given you our money. We gave you a chance. You blew it. We want our money back. And they're taking them to court. I don't know how much they're going to sue them for. And maybe they've hired this lawyer with Cruise Law News, Jim. Maybe they've hired Jim to represent them. We'll see what happens. Vivian, D&G, maybe you will have a canary by then. Sheila, we're on a corner aft. I'm sure we'll be rocking and rolling. Let's see. Shawana's create a circle. Hello. Laughing out loud, Sheila. How many folks are here right now? I've got 40, 80 here. Thank you for joining me. I love the adults only area in the aft of the ship. It's very calming, says Sherry. Awesome sunsets. That might have to do with the Carnival Horizon cruise ship. Lee Hawkins. Okay, thanks. I think it's the Vista. Vista also has a Havana area in the back of its ship as well, and you can enjoy that too. Sheila, yes, traveling with Bruce. I need some stock advice. Celia, that was the best part of Queen Mary. Very few kids on board the ship. Right on. Let's see. I think we're getting a visit here from someone who really, might need not to be around here. I'm just going to kind of do that. Okay, Stefan, I am hungry. Vivian, I was trying to be polite. Paul, you polite since when? Vivian says Paul. DNG troll alert. Celia, is it true that the Cuba cruises are back on? They were never discontinued. They're still going. We don't know how much longer. Tom, I miss it. STNCC. What time does online check-in start on Carnival? I do not know. Vivian, Tom was talking about no canary in the Virgin Isles. MGM Traveling, you got 2 thumbs up today, one from each on Breach Broadcast. Thank you, MGM. I love it. I got 32 thumbs ups on this one, and I know we had 40 something on the other one, so we're having a great day for thumbs up. Sheila, depends. Depends. STNCC from Sheila. She says it depends. Sylvia, this must be your new station now. Laugh out loud. Tom Henry, hi Captain. How's life on the Enterprise? Yapo, hello Bruce. What a crystal clear video. The first one was crystal clear too until it stopped dead in its tracks. Welcome, my friend, to the show, as disjointed as it is. MGM, hi D&G, great show last night. And Sherry, awesome. Hello, MGM Traveling. All right, let's take a look at the stock market today. Let's give you your stock market report. The Dow Jones Industrial Index today dropped 286 points due to trade concerns, increased and delayed and ongoing and protracted trade problems between China and the United States of America. And who really is having a problem here? I think there's really one guy and only one guy who's got a problem with trade with China, and I know who that guy is, but I'm not telling you his name. The stock market today had losers all over the place. Royal Caribbean lost 54 cents, Norwegian lost $1.26, and Carnival lost 51 cents a share. So that turned into about a 1% loss for Carnival, about a 2.5% loss for Norwegian, and about a third of a percentage point for Royal Caribbean. Not too bad for Royal Caribbean. Norwegian a little more than the others. Good news though, oil dropped today in price. Oil dropped a good couple of dollars in price, under 60. This is actually good for transportation stocks. So companies like Federal Express, the airlines, the cruise lines should all be happier. But the cruise stocks were off today. They were not participating in an up move. Tesla dropped earlier today, ended up with a gain of $2.76, bucking the market. But Tesla shares have taken such a beating in the last couple of weeks, from $240 to $195. That's hardly much of a recovery for Tesla. But the rumor today, the story on Tesla today, is that they are likely to produce a record number of vehicles in the second quarter because they have ramped production to a high level, the highest ever, and they're trying to get rid of their backlog of Model 3s and get ready for their next model, which is the SUV model that's coming out, I think, late this year or next year. So that, in a nutshell, is your stock market report from yours truly. I really don't have a lot to tell you about the market, about what's going on. It's just the trade issues are the big problem between the president and the world. Canada and the United States have been able to resolve some of their trade differences lately, in that the United States has dropped their tariffs on steel and aluminum, also with Mexico and Canada. So that's a little bit better. That took a year. Absolutely useless, was meaningless to do it, but it was done. And it was sad. Hopefully I think Canada has eliminated all the tariffs on American goods that were done in retaliation. And those goods were from red states. It's funny, there's no politics in trade, is there? But there is. All that was done. Anyway, that is the latest on the stock market front today. Let me just take a look at Norwegian to see if they made any kind of announcement. No, nothing really being said on the overall markets today from Norwegian. So we really don't have any other reports to give you. The markets are near all-time highs. They're only 1,000 points away, roughly, from their all-time highs. But the issue is that they could be a lot higher if there wasn't a lot of interference going on with respect to corporations trying to make a living, trying to make money, and trying to hire people and keep the economies moving. There's too much politics involved, and you've got a particular gentleman in the White House who's far more concerned about running for re-election rather than doing the work he was elected to do in this term. He's already trying to think ahead to the next term, and nothing is getting done. This infrastructure thing is a nightmare. It's the saddest thing. The United States of America should be the world leader in infrastructure in every facet. Could be. The engineers in the United States are world class. The best bridges in the world, the most efficient airports in the world could all be in the United States of America because generally American engineers are the ones who designed them in the first place, but they end up building them around the world where they get hired by countries who are far more progressive and far more interested in the betterment of their people rather than focusing on re-election all the time. And Sydney, Australia has a beautiful airport. Singapore has the world's #1 airport for satisfaction of customers, and there's no politics that you can find there. It's hard to come by. I will say, though, that take a look at Britain. If you want to see political stalemate and gridlock from politics, you can look no further than Great Britain. They're in their own quagmire. What a mess. This Brexit decision was such a disaster for Great Britain. They shouldn't have done it. They did it. They voted in favor of leaving. They were totally they're totally off kilter as far as I personally am concerned. They're out of their minds. Australia just did re-elect a right-wing government. Surprise, surprise. Thank God, because their party got in and our markets also surged, says Glenn Edinburgh. If you've got stability, you've got stability, but hopefully you've got a government getting things done. Here in Canada, we are getting ready for an election this fall. The funny thing is, in Canada, the election campaign will last about 35 days, and that's it. We don't have an election every 2 years for the federal government in Canada. It's usually once in 4 or 5 years, and it's over in 6 weeks. It's all over. And in Canada, we say, that's too long. These elections should be shorter. In the United States, we are fascinated in Canada. We are absolutely puzzled, stumped, bewildered why Americans kill themselves over their own electoral process every 2 years plus every 4 years. Why do people have to run to become president for 2.5 years? Makes no sense whatsoever. There ought to be a law that any existing politician cannot run for president. They should all be out of politics to be able to run for president, and you can only do it for the last 6 months. That would be so much easier on everything. People can just concentrate on doing the business that needs to be done, but can't help you. Americans have to fix America. No one else can do it for America. Only Americans can fix America. But I love my American viewers and my American friends. Love the country, love the area, and what can I say? It's a uniquely an American issue. We have our own up here. Believe me, Australia has its, UK has its, Germany has its problems, France has its. Politics everywhere. What are you going to do? It's just the way it is. Anyway, there you go. There's my 2 bits worth. I hope I haven't bored any of you or made any of you angry. Again, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you tolerating this whole crazy shutdown show and reboot. It was a slow day today as far as cruise news goes. Just can't help the technicals here. And I appreciate you all joining me today. I'm going to be back here at 8 o'clock Eastern time, and we'll do trivia tonight. I've got the questions all ready to go. I just hope that the electronics are all ready to go. And I invite you to join me for trivia at 8 o'clock, which is in about, what is it now? 2 hours, about 2 hours away. So I look forward to that. Everyone's saying hi to me and bye to each other. I appreciate that. We have a total of 51 people still here. 39 thumbs ups on this telecast. Unbelievable. Almost, I feel like I'm Seinfeld. I got a show about nothing. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Glenn, Cool Jazz, Yako, Sheila, Vivian, Paul, Wilgisk. Who else was here? Sheila, Glenn, I see. D&G, thank you. Celia, thank you so much for being here today. And everyone else who was here earlier today, I see all the names whipping by. My favorites. Tom Henry, thanks, pal. Get better, my friend. Please get better and be your old self as soon as possible. Rob Souter, thank you, buddy. John LeBeau, thank you, John. Everyone, have a pleasant afternoon, evening, or whatever time it is where you are. Join me if you can at 8 o'clock Eastern. We got some trivia. We'll have some fun with that. And then I'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock for Friday's show, and then Saturday. And hopefully the bugs will be cleared up sooner rather than later, and we'll be back to our usual self as far as technical goes. And we'll go from there. Okay, guys. Shawana, thank you. Sherry, awesome. Thank you. Paul Wooligus, Nurse Nancy, thank you so much. Appreciate it all. 42 thumbs ups. I have a great one, guys. We'll catch you later tonight at 8 Eastern, right here on TWB with the TWB family. Thanks for all your support in the meantime. Okay, guys. We'll see you later. Bye for now. I'm going to X this out, see what happens.